Hello everyone, my name is Mark, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video, Morals Matter. This is my first YouTube video ever. The information contained in this video is God's will, and it is God's will that you all know this information, and it is profound. In this video, you're going to find proof that God exists, that we all have a soul, proof of higher dimensions, and proof that morals matter. I'd like to apologize first for the graphics. I have no computer graphic skills whatsoever. They're very crude, but they should be sufficient in showing you what I have seen and things I have been divinely told. My entire life, I have been an atheist. I used to be a bench research scientist. The universe was my God, and science was my religion. Back in 2009, I came down with multiple sclerosis, and shortly after that, my life just went haywire. And that's when God reached out to me, and I haven't looked back since. And the past few years have been absolutely unbelievable. This first video I am making is just one of a series I plan on making, but this is the most important. God told me, Mark, get this information out there now. So, more videos to come, but it'll take me a little time to get them made. When God reached out to me, God used the archangels and the angels. They were the first to make contact with me. It was actually Archangel Gabriel, the herald, God's messenger, that reached out to me. And then I started seeing things. So I dove on the internet, and that's when I learned about angels. And I just dove right in. Since then, it has been a miraculous journey. In my studies, one of the things I kept gravitating towards was the third eye. And it's always fascinated me, even when I was an atheist. It's like, can you really see in other dimensions and other beings and such? Well, my angels guided me to get my third eye open, and I did. And I have seen quite a lot. One of the things that caught my attention, and I looked on the internet, but I couldn't find it anywhere, is how to see light bodies, in other words, spirits. They talk about them all over the place, but nobody ever tells you how to see them. Well, I received a gift from our Creator Himself. God has shown me how to see light bodies, and it is a lot more simpler than you think. So I am now going to tell you about what happened and what you need to do in order to see a person's spirit, their light bodies. For reasons that I'm not going to talk about in this video, I will make another one about it. I needed to go to an energy healer. When my past started, I was receiving some static that I will cover in another video. So I went to an energy healer, and I think she was just a psychologist moonlighting as energy healer to make some extra money. But God had different plans for her meeting. After the first half of the session, which was a little more than a psychological Q&A, she walked to the window. Now, this was a small room, dark wood panels, and there was light directly coming in through the window because it was facing southwardly. The light was streaming right in, no cloud cover at all. So she walked to the windows, and they had big, heavy curtains. And when she walked to it, she grabbed the curtains to close it. She told me to close my eyes. So she closed the curtains at the same time I closed my eyes, and she just lit up like a Christmas tree. Next thing you know, I see this orange person of light standing right where she is. Head, shoulders, everything. And I just immediately responded, I can see your aura. She goes, how does it look? I said, it looks good. I had no clue. I've never seen auras like that before. It was just a reaction. So she came and sat down, and I'm looking at this orange person sitting there talking to me. So she finished what she was telling me to do, and her color eventually faded, or I blinked. And third eyesight is very hard to keep in focus because if you blink with your normal eye, you lose your third eyesight, so it requires a lot of concentration. So we got done that particular part of the session, and I opened my eyes. When I did, I got an angel number, and I know just a thing or two about angel numbers. I'll cover that in another video. So I wrote the angel number down, and we finished the session. On the ride home, I realized I didn't see her aura. I was practically seeing my own aura in my own mirror, and I could initially see a white halo around my head. And for reasons I'll talk about in another video, my concentration would get broken at that point. So I realized I wasn't seeing her aura. I was actually seeing her light body. So when I got home and I looked up the angel number, it said it was a gift from God. And since then I got many signs saying, yes, Mark, this is a gift from God. So what is needed to see a light body? You need a third eye that's reasonably opened, okay? You also need direct sunlight. The more direct sunlight a person is standing in, the better. And the darker the room is better. And it just helps to light them up like a Christmas tree. That's all you need to see a person's light body, their spirit. I'll get in later in this video on what the colors actually mean. But it's very simple. In fact, I have seen other people's light bodies now by accident. I wasn't trying to actually see their soul, see their light body. It just, the situation was there. Enough sunlight, enough room that was dark enough, and I saw them. So, please pass this information on. A lot of spiritualists out there, Hindus and others, would like to know how to see a person's soul, how to see a light body. This is all you need to do. Get your third eye open, direct sunlight, and a dark room. This video we're going to cover something that I actually discovered. I call it the compression technique. One day when I was meditating on my chakras, I meditated for a long time. And when I opened my eyes, I had trouble focusing. I meditated too long. So I started rubbing my eyes really hard to bring them into focus. And when you do that, you put significant pressure on the eyes, you're going to see a little bit of a light show. Well, I'm third eye curious and a natural scientist, so I was very curious, and I was like, I wonder what else I could see. So then I started, instead of rubbing like this, I just started pressing on the eyes. And that's when another world opened up to me. You're going to see all kinds of lights and things kick off. But eventually, at the right pressure, the right compression, I zoomed into what I am calling now the fifth dimension. The fourth dimension is what I call the astral realm, or it's called the astral realm. I call it the fourth dimension. That is where Jesus, the archangels, other angels, spirits, and even demons exist in. You don't need to use a compression technique to see them. You can just see them with your third eye, but there has to be something there for you to see. And many times there is for me. That'll be covered in another video. So I zoomed into another dimension and I saw two distinct things there. I'm not ready to talk about it in this video. I may cover it in another one, I may not. We'll be following divine guidance on whether or not I talk about them. But I kept going and I pressed even harder. And then I saw something absolutely amazing. This picture you're about to see is roughly what I had saw. It's not animated. I don't have the computer graphic skills, but it is what I saw. And what I saw is these green rectangles just flying right past me. There were about 2 to 3 dozen at any one instance, but the further away they were, the smaller they were, and they would get larger as they would get closer, and they would just constantly just fly right past me. And I was just amazed. And this wasn't blurred either. These weren't, oh, that kind of looked like, no. These were sharp, distinct colored rectangles. They were all the same color, 2, 3 dozen of them at any one instant. Perfectly flat edges, perfect 90-degree angles. I mean, it was amazing. These things were just flying right past me. Depending on how long you would look at them, you would see dozens and then hundreds and then thousands. I'm like, okay, that's pretty neat. I had no clue what I was seeing. So I put that on the mental back burner, and I was working on other things. Like, I had no clue. I searched around and didn't find anything on it. And I also apologize for the shakiness of my voice. This is my first YouTube video ever, and I don't like public speaking. I stay away from the public spotlight. This is not my thing. Anyway, based on what I had learned, I had called it the compression technique. And I built these quirky looking things right here. I call these my interdimensional goggles. They're a very simple concept. These wheels here are free spinning compared to the wheels that turn it. So the idea is, I put these on like this, tighten them down, and I got grooves that I carved in the top so I can uniformly turn this and keep the same compression on both eyes. They work, but they are extremely uncomfortable to painful. I have to work on the part that contacts the eyes. I need something that follows the contour of the eyes, because what ends up happening is you create a pressure point. You got your round eye on a hard, flat surface, and it creates a pressure point, and that hurts. Also, it builds up a lot of sinus pressure. So, regarding the compression technique and these goggles, if anyone chooses to experiment with them, experiment at your own risk. You are responsible for it. And for goodness sakes, if you have any kind of eye trauma whatsoever, seek a qualified doctor if you're serious about experimenting with this. Again, experiment at your own risk. What I had learned is that by pressing on the eyes, you can focus your third eye through the higher dimensions like a microscope focuses through deeper and deeper layers of a cell. And I have been divinely told that I am one of only a handful of people in all of human history to have made this discovery, is that by pressing on these eyes, you can focus your third eye through the higher dimensions. I dubbed it the compression technique. Build goggles to experiment with. They need some work. But you can see higher dimensions with the compression technique. But again, experiment at your own risk. Please be cautious. It's uncomfortable to painful. And if you have any kind of eye trauma, don't even think about experimenting with it until you talk to a qualified doctor about the possible damage you will do to yourself about using this technique. Now, regarding the rectangles, I saw the rectangles and they were green. Between 6 to 9 months later, I did it again. Except this time they weren't green, they were blue. Like, okay, something's changed. I had no clue what I was seeing in the first place. I still didn't have a clue. So again, a mental note, it goes on the back burner and see if I can uncover information on it later. Nothing out there on the net or in books or anything like that. But Jesus would step in and tell me what it all means, and I will cover that now. So, shortly after I saw the blue rectangles, I decided to move from New Jersey to Maui. And Hawaii literally is the land of rainbow. They are everywhere. However, before I left New Jersey, I had seen a lot of things. I had seen 3 light bodies and 2 spirits. So now living on Maui, and rainbows are everywhere, and I would always pull over and start taking pictures of them. And I realized something, that between the color of the light bodies I was seeing, the spirits that I had saw, and the rectangles, they were all colors of the rainbow. Now, in spirituality beliefs, it is very common that the higher the moral act, the higher the vibration. The lower the moral act, the lower the vibration. So as I spent months contemplating all this, I received a gift from Jesus as a gift of information. And as I was wondering, it's like, is the color of a person's spirit, their light body, a moral record of how well they are doing in this incarnation? And Jesus said yes. The spirit, the light body, whatever the vibration yours is a moral recording of how well you're doing in this incarnation. And it follows the rainbow. Now, I went back to the rectangles I saw, because I remember reading an article, a post somewhere on a website that said that our spirits are not self-sustaining, that God has to give us energy, our spirits, in order to sustain us. So I wondered if that's what I was seeing. And it turns out it was. In the higher dimension that I am calling the 6th dimension in you need to use the compression technique to see it. These rectangles are God's energy. And for reasons I don't know, and I have been divinely told this, you can only see the color rectangles that correspond to your own personal enlightenment vibration. So now back to what I saw. First, I saw green, and then I saw blue. Well, if the higher vibration means more moral, then that means I had jumped a level. And it didn't take long for me to figure out what had happened, because I had made a major life change in between the time that I saw the green and then saw the blue like 6-9 months later. I had went vegetarian. In this book here that I had bought later, called A Higher Taste, it contains work of Swami Prabhupada, very wise and spiritual man, and I'm sorry for butchering the name, but in it has quotes of his work, his teachings, and he talks about how eating meat of any kind is an immoral act, and I have received many confirmations on this. Eating meat of any sort is an immoral act. Every time you eat meat, you are committing an immoral act, and it is suppressing your spiritual enlightenment. So, not knowing this, I had just went vegetarian to do the right thing. I was naturally moving away from eating as much meat as I used to. I started losing taste for food. Hamburger was first, and then others. So apparently, after going vegetarian for several months, and then I saw the blue rectangles, I had jumped a level. Now, what does it mean? I struggled with some kind of scale. It's like, okay, your vibration, your color of your light body is a moral recording, but what does it mean? I need some kind of scale. And I struggled for a while on this. It's like, do I scan somebody who is known to be highly moral, like the Swami, or somebody else? I say, here's this person, this is their vibration, and people can gauge themselves about how well they're doing compared to this person. But I was never quite happy with it. It wasn't until I spent a couple months in Montana that God stepped in and gave me my scale. So, I'm now living in Montana for 2 months, and I needed to have some dental work done. So I made an appointment with a dentist, and I went in. And it took a couple visits to take care of the work. But something did happen on one of those visits. I don't like to stare at dentists. It makes them uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable. I prefer just to keep my eyes closed and let them do their work. Well, on one particular visit, enough sunlight was coming in the dental office where I was getting my dental work done, that the dental assistant standing off to my left became energized. Her spirit became energized, and her spirit began to glow light of the color vibration that she's currently at. And it was all by accident. It just, when you close your third eye, sometimes it just kicks in if there's something there for you to see. If there's nothing there for you to see, you just see black and you don't know your third eye is trying to see something. So I started seeing this green light coming off of this dental assistant. At the same time, a white mist started moving from the right to the left towards the green light, and inside this white mist, like you can see in the picture, was the number 7 on its side heading straight for the green light. Now, I had seen shapes in mists before. My angels would literally circle me with mists of hearts, and so this was nothing new. This wasn't new to me. It's incredible. I love seeing things with a third eye, but I had seen the mist before, and the previous one that I had seen, that was a heart. This time it was a 7, and God has given me my scale. The number 7 is an angel number, and it means you're doing good. Keep it up. So based upon that, I have come up with this scale. So we all know green is good, of course. So if green is good, What is the opposite of good? Bad. But you don't just jump from good to bad. There has to be some kind of neutral ground there. So the next color down, yellow, I have turned that neutral. That means you're not doing good, but you're not doing bad. You're basically treading water, breaking even, morally speaking. Going down in vibration, down in intent, and down in morals is orange. That means you're doing bad. And the lowest vibration on the light spectrum as far as the rainbow is concerned is red. That means you're doing awful. You have lots of room for improvement. So let's go the other way. Green is good. What is better than doing good? You're doing great. And that's what the color blue means. If your light body is blue, as mine is right now, you're doing great. I was green. Then I went vegetarian. And over several months, my vibration rose. And I am now blue. And I have seen the blue rectangles myself a year and a half later when I tried it again. I'm still currently at blue. So now the next color in the rainbow, purple. What's better than doing great? You are doing awesome. So, the highest color of all, violet. If your vibration is violet, then you are the epitome of God's morals and actions on earth. And I have simply termed it, you are divine. And that is the highest vibration of the rainbow. So this is the scale. So you're probably wondering why you have never heard any of this before, or most of this before. Well, there are very good reasons. Let's start with the beginning here first. Seeing people's light bodies and spirits. You read about them, you hear about them, but nobody ever tells you how to see them. Now, I don't think I'm the first person to see them. I think other people have seen them by accident, and that's how it caught on, but nobody made the connection on how you see them, or if they did know, that information has been lost. So very few have actually know how to see light bodies, and it required a gift from God to me to know how to see them. So again, okay, it's very rare now. So now let's move on to the compression technique. I've already been divinely told that I am one of only a handful of people in all of human history who has made this discovery. So now there's very few people now know both of these. Okay? How many of those who discovered the compression technique saw God's energy? How many of them knew what they were looking at? And they just saw these rectangles and they didn't know what they were looking at. So even if those who discover it, because only people who use the compression technique can see God's energy, and then they had to know what they were seeing. We'll get back to that point in a second. Now, how many people know what the color of the light body means? How many put in the work? And how many received divine gifts and blessings and guidance in their journey to figure out what it all means? Well, now it's even far fewer who know all this. And regarding God's energy, I had a very critical clue. At first, they were green, and then they were blue, and I made a big moral change which connected it to a person's vibrations and their moral actions. I had a very big clue there, and that enabled me to make the connection, to realize that you can only see the color rectangles that corresponds to your own personal enlightenment vibration. I am not claiming sole responsibility for this. It took gifts from God, gifts from Jesus, all kinds of divine nudges and guidance from the guardian angels and my archangels to bring me to this point to understand all of this. And the reason being, why me? Well, I don't entirely know all the reasons, but I do know this. This information is God's will. God blessed me with it, and He wants me to share it with all of you, with all of humanity. So, I would like to thank you all for watching this video. It has some pretty profound information in them. And I apologize again for the graphics and the poor quality of this video, especially the sound. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm not very good at it. But the information in here, I swear to you, is honest. I have been blessed with so much information, so many gifts, so much guidance. And this particular YouTube video and the information it contains is God's will. God has blessed me with this information to give it all to you. And please use it. Please learn from it. To others out there, sincerely hoping you will expand upon it. You will verify it. And others who are interested in it, it's caught your attention, and there's a whole nother world out there, and a whole higher understanding of our existence that is waiting for you. And it just requires a little bit of work, but it's not very difficult, and it is miraculous. So again, thanks for watching this video. Morals matter. They really do. And good luck, and have a good night. Thank you.